of Coolidge City Council for March 27th, 2023. I'll call this meeting to order. And we'll do the Pledge of Allegiance first. Okay, please join us. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Norma, would you call the roll, please?
Mayor. Councilmember Tom Bagnall.
Present.
Councilmember Audrey Saavedra.
Present.
Councilmember Steve Hudson.
Here.
Mayor John Thompson.
Here.
Vice Mayor Jackie Henry. Councilmember Tatiana Murrieta.
Here.
And Councilmember Eric Daniels.
Here.
Thank you. We have a quorum.
Thank you, Norma. Presentations. Under presentations, we have a proclamation for Public Safety Telecommunications Week, which is April 9th through the 15th of 2023. I'm going to read the proclamation because I had a visit from a retired police dispatcher from a department in San Diego that now lives in Coolidge. And she brought this to my attention, so I'm going to read it. Whereas emergencies can occur at any time that require law enforcement, fire, or emergency medical service. And whereas when an emergency occurs, the prompt response of law enforcement officers, firefighters, and emergency medical technicians is critical to the protection of life and preservation of property. And whereas the safety of our law enforcement officers, firefighters, and emergency medical technicians is dependent upon the quality and accuracy of information obtained from citizens who telephone the Coolidge Police Department Communications Center. And whereas the public safety dispatchers are the first and most critical contact our citizens have with emergency services. And whereas the public safety dispatchers provide the single vital link for our law enforcement officers, firefighters, and emergency medical technicians by monitoring their activity by radio, providing them information, and ensuring their safety. And whereas public safety dispatchers of the Coolidge Police Department Communications Center have contributed substantially to the apprehension of criminals, suppression of fires, and treatment of patients. And whereas each dispatcher has exhibited compassion, understanding, and professionalism during the performance of his or her job in the past year. And now, therefore, I, John Thompson, Mayor of the City of Coolidge, Arizona, do hereby proclaim April 9th through April 15th, 2023, to be Public Safety Telecommunications Week, that in honor of the men and the women whose diligence and professionalism keep our country, city, and citizens safe. And I want to thank them. They do a great job. And now that our fire department's gone 24 hours, busier than they were before. So we'll move into the monthly report by the Coolidge Chamber of Commerce. Oh, there she is. Good evening, Lynn.
I know I was in a different spot.
Yeah, sneaking around out there.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I'd like to report our January reinvestments. Arizona Federal Direct Tax Service, AZ New Horizons Realty, GT Automotive One, Hope International Ministry and Food Bank, Indian Skies Resort, Pinal Hispanic Council, Barnett's Betters Buy, Brown's Cooler Furniture and Appliance, Community Christian Church, Coolidge Examiner, Title Security Agency, Coolidge Lions Club, Coolidge Pediatrics, Godlewski Enterprises, United Way of Pinal County, Day Auto, K&B Homes, and Florence Copper. Our new members for January are GMV Downtown Fashions, Pinal Fairgrounds and Event Center, Procter & Gamble Company, the American Family East Valley Branch. Our stats for January, 267 local visitors, 22 in-state, 33 out-of-state, 1,614 referrals. Casa Grande's visitors for January were 14,321. They're hitting records all the time now. It's pretty phenomenal. Pinal Geology Museum had 117. And then I think you guys got the copy of our new directory. Norma, do they have those yet? No. So you get a chance to go through those. Now it gives me great pleasure with Cotton Days, and we couldn't be successful with Cotton Days without our sponsors. And I have some of them here tonight so we could publicly thank them for you. First, we'll start with Richard with APS. Yeah.
Mayor Thompson, members of the City Council, it's always a great pleasure to come and see you all in person. I watch online pretty regularly, but you guys look a lot younger in person than you do online. So
I'm sorry to see your eyesight's failing you, Richard.
always a pleasure to support the chamber. As you all know, the chamber here in Coolidge is a very well-run chamber. Lynn and her staff does a great job. We also have local employees who support the chamber through board service. Rhonda McSpirit, who's very, very busy with all the growth you guys are creating in the town. She's running around like crazy, and so sometimes she tells Lynn, I wish I could support you more, but she's so busy at it. So really, from the bottom of our heart, we're just happy to support the chamber. They do a great job, and it's always just an easy funding give because we see the traffic that the Cotton Days brings to downtown, creates a lot of traffic for all the business and the members. And so thank you, Lynn. And as you all know, like you, we always like to hire homegrown talent. So we are always looking for Coolidge folks to employ, and we actually took one of Lynn's staff members, and she's not happy about that, but yeah, it's always great to hire from the local community rather than bring something from another area. So we're happy about that as well. So thanks for the time, and thank you for all your support.
Thank you, Richard.
Thank you, Richard. Isn't he a past president of the chamber? Or?
Yeah, he is. He also deserted us. He went to Eloy to help them going. So
Yeah.
I do
Well,
feel a little
that's not unusual.
Now I'd like to bring up Florence Copper. Sophie?
Good evening, Mayor,
Good
members
evening.
of Council. My name is Sophie Dessar. I am the Manager of Communications and Public at Florence Copper. We are a copper producer based right off of Hunt Highway in Florence, Arizona. And I'm so honored to be here tonight. We really take our commitment as a member of the community very seriously at Florence Copper, and we want to support the communities in closest proximity to our project, and that, of course, includes the city of Coolidge. We are honored to partner with wonderful organizations like the Coolidge Chamber of Commerce and support wonderful community events like the Coolidge Cotton Days. We look forward to continuing to be a good partner and a good neighbor to the city of Coolidge as we continue in our project operations. And I just want to thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to speak to you tonight and for the privilege of your time.
Thank you.
And now we have from Orsted, Doug Jones.
Thanks, Lynn. Mayor, Council, Doug Jones, Project Manager at Orsted Renewables. Currently working on 11 Mile Solar Center just outside of Coolidge at 11 Mile Corner Road. Expect to be completed on June 2024. Really excited to be able to support Lynn and Coolidge Cotton Days and help represent Orsted in the community. And also really excited about renewable energy and the growth here in Coolidge and the surrounding areas. And sorry, you guys are intimidating. Apologize. Lost my train of thought. But we're excited to be a partner here with you guys, and looking forward to continuing to uphold the sustainability in the area. And with 11 Mile Project, it's not just a project with power generation. We're looking to build long partnerships with the local community. They'll both benefit local peoples and the local economy. And I want to emphasize that I appreciate you inviting Orsted for community here, and we'll continue to strive to be a good partner and look forward to being out here for a while. So thank you for having us, and thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you, Doug. Appreciate it.
So some of the others that couldn't be here tonight were Casablanca Apartments, Day Auto. He dropped a battery, a golf cart battery. I told him there's easier ways to get out of coming here. But he did promise me he would come down. Imagine Schools of Coolidge, Oakwood Homes, and P&G. Without these partners in our community, we couldn't do as much as we do. And not only do they partner with us, they partner with other organizations in our community, and we really appreciate it. Upcoming events, Airport Fly-In on April 1st, Easter in the Park on April 8th, State of the City, April 19th, and our next Borderlands Powwow is April 22nd. It was a great success. We missed you. We needed you. But for more information, you can see our website. Any questions?
Any questions for Lynn?
Little League started. I'll be back.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Lynn. Okay. Moving to call the public. That's the time where if you have anything to say, you got 3 minutes to come up and address the council. Well, seeing nobody rush forward, we'll move out of call of the public, and we'll move into business items for consent. I will ask members of the council, is there any item that you want pulled off of the consent agenda for individual consideration?
No, sir.
Down here. Okay, here goes. Item 5, consider approval of ratifying the letter of support submitted on behalf of the City of Coolidge to the Arizona State University to support their request to establish the Center for Clean Energy Materials and request its $5 million in federal funding to get this important initiative underway. Item 6, consider approval of entering into a maintenance service agreement and addendum between Garasco and the City of Coolidge Police Department for continued maintenance service of the Police Department Investigations interview room recording equipment. Item 7, consider approval of entering into a cooperative purchasing agreement with Cactus Asphalt for pavement maintenance and repair services and authorizing the mayor to sign the necessary documents. Item 8, consider approval of entering into a first extension of professional services agreement between the City of Coolidge and Kimberly Horn and Associates, Inc., for the purpose of providing airport planning services for the Coolidge Municipal Airport. Item 9, resolution number 23-04, a resolution of the mayor and the city council of the City of Coolidge, Arizona, adopting a fair housing policy, making known its commitment to the principle of fair housing, and describing actions it shall undertake to affirmatively further fair housing, designating April 23rd as Fair Housing Month. Item 10, consider approval of entering into an intergovernmental agreement between the Arizona Department of Housing, Office of Manufactured Housing, and the City of Coolidge to enforce installation standards on manufactured housing and construction manufactured buildings, trailers. Item 11, consider approval of the claims for the month of February 2023. Okay, if there's nothing further, I'm going to need a motion to.
Mayor, if there's no further discussion, I make a motion we approve consent agenda items 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11 as read.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Oh, wait a minute. Yep, she's got it. Go ahead, Norma.
Councilmember Murrieta? Yes. Councilmember Daniels?
Yes.
Councilmember Bagnell?
Yes.
Councilmember Saavedra?
Yes.
Councilmember Hudson?
Yes.
And Mayor Thompson.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. There's business, and there's nothing in the regular items. Report from the mayor and council. We'll start down here with Councilmember Bagnell.
Nothing to report. Thank you.
I have nothing to report.
Just glad to be here.
And he means that.
Yeah, Mayor, I had the pleasure of attending the Casablanca Apartments ribbon cutting with the vice mayor, the mayor, and myself. It was really cool to see these apartments open back up and really bring some more innovative housing solutions to the city of Coolidge. But other than that, that's it.
Yeah. Mr. Miller?
Just a couple of things, Mr. Mayor. We found out we're going to have an ISO evaluation. The Insurance Services Office will be meeting with our fire chief on April the 12th to kind of reevaluate ISO rating. You remember that last time we went from a 5 rating to a 4. I think with the council's decision to go full-time fire, we're very likely, no commitment here, but we're likely could see us go from a 4 down to a 3, which would help everybody locally in terms of their insurance rates and that kind of thing. So that's very positive, and credit to the council for their decision to move forward with full-time fire on that. In talking with Chief Dillon today, they're seeing right now about a 25% increase in their overall calls related to them going 24/7. So if everything stays the same, we could see about a 25% increase in overall calls for the year. But that was to be expected. I mean, obviously, we weren't making those emergency calls in the middle of the night. AMR was going to some of those calls, and they still are, but we are seeing some increase, obviously, on those evening calls. April 11th and 13th, we'll see some chip and double chip on some of our local streets here in the areas that you've seen a lot of the, where they've milled out a lot of the pavement. Roosevelt, Wilson, Harding, and Verde Lane, end of April, thereabouts, along with Pinkley. Coolidge Avenue, looks like we got some funding, at least so far approved through the state to pave Coolidge Avenue, basically from Kenilworth all the way out to Clements. And that'll be a pavement that's very comparable to what was done on Attaway Road recently. Support heavy-duty trucks as you go out there on Coolidge Avenue today. There are lots of places where that asphalt's just failing miserably, so that will be a major improvement. We have our animal control officer hired. She went on duty here a few weeks ago. I was in there saying hi to her today, and a little chihuahua bit her all over the hand, but she's survived her first chihuahua bite. I'm glad chihuahuas aren't the size of German shepherds. We'd be in real trouble. So, and that's really all I have, Mayor, at this point.
Oh, that's enough. She's not going to file lost time, is she?
What's that?
An industrial?
Oh,
Can't have that. We finally found somebody that,
oh no, can't, no. She just had a little.
oh, sorry, Dennis. I didn't mean to wake you up. Anyway. Well,
Anyway,
and-
one other thing, Mr. Mayor, I did attend the Phoenix Business Journal. I was one of the panelists on the Phoenix Business Journal's, they called the Pinal Growth Summit last Thursday. I was on the panel with a representative from Maricopa, Casa Grande, Pinal County, and of course myself. And then we had a water expert on the panel as well, and it was, I think, very well attended. We have about 153 attendees there. We've actually had some feedback with my participation on the panel. We met with some people today in development services that were there and came in to introduce themselves, looking at how they might be able to help us recruit some more commercial businesses to the area. So a lot of good things happening in Coolidge.
all right. And the construction company on Attaway Road was Ellison?
Ellison Mills, they did
Ellison
that.
Mills.
They did that project 15
15
days,
days,
from
so-
start to finish.
Far be it from us to, say anything that would offend anybody, but We did do it in a lot less time than we said we would do it. I want to thank Ben Navarro and his staff and the crew out there in Ellison Mills for coming in and knocking that road out in about 2 weeks. I'm sure there were those that thought it couldn't be done, but I guess the Coolidge guys showed them how to do it right. So that's kind of where we'll leave it. We get the job done early and we don't cry about things. So that's the way it goes. And so, thank you back there. And I'm glad you asked the fire chief because I was curious on the calls and how it was going. I had talked to one of the firemen the other day, Thursday morning. I was by there and they were washing the truck, and I asked him, and there are calls after midnight, and they are going out on them. So I expect we'll see more activity. And I guess there was a wreck on Skousen 87 again. Is anybody know anything about that? You don't know anything about it? Well, a couple yesterday or the day before.
All over Facebook.
Yeah, it was all over. Well, not that I believe Facebook, but I guess it was a three-car collision, and somebody ran the stop sign there and hit another car. Oh. Well, then send them into ADOT, and that'll get our stats up, and maybe they'll come and do our light like they should. So, but at least there were no fatalities if it did happen. So, but that continues to be a problem. So we need to keep working on ADOT to get moving on that thing. So anyway, thank you. We need a motion to get out of here.
So moved.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We're done. Thank you for coming, everybody.